Welcome back, everybody. We're here with game number 2, the Christmas Charity Magic Tournament, Season 7 of D2CL, and I'm Durka here in the JD Studios. Let's kick things off, shall we? We've got Captain's Mode. No ARDM, no mid-only, no ability draft. We've gone random draft, Captain's Mode, and if we go to a third game, we will have Captain's Draft. Let's get into the swing of things. The picks have begun, bans have taken place. I'm not alone here tonight. My co-caster Drag and Drop is ready and available, and we're going to see a serious game, aren't we? There's going to be no shenanigans, no fun, but there is going to be an Undying.
Well, Undying can be fun, but only for one team for the most part here. Apart from that pick, though, pretty standard 6.85 really. Slaughter very strong with the minus armor and the initiation potential. Bane took over that strong lane support. Winter Wyvern also very strong lane support here up against most solo off laners. Easy to harass them out with Arctic Burn, and later on you have the Cold Embrace to just save someone from the Slaughter in particular, potentially. And the Winter's Curse, just all out really good team fight spell in general, especially with the Undying. If you can get that ultimate off, then a couple of extra zombies will start stacking up too. So yeah, I like it so far for both teams.
Wind Ranger, the good old combo with Focus Fire and Amplified Damage taken out, so Hellraisers cannot get their hands on that one. But the initial bans here, SF Tusk, Wisp Doom, nothing out of the ordinary there. Gyro Jug, good early game carry heroes. You know, Omnislash very good at jumping around, getting these kills and pickoffs. Gyro does pretty well with Undying Wyvern. Now LC,
10 seconds remaining.
What can we look at? Ember Spirit was incredibly annoying last game, and I'd kind of look at game 1 and think, yeah, okay, it was random draft, this is Captain's Mode. But Sensibility had a really good run on that Ember Spirit, and yeah, there we go, just take it out. There's no real reason to try and battle up against that again if you know he's very good on the heroes. So LC, good laning supports. If Undying is going to be in that 4 role, he could equally be an off-lane hero, but we've been seeing less and less of that, and more of the kind of fly playstyle of Undying, where you're floating around, just decaying lanes and lanes. But Hellraisers, they've got setup. Bane Slaughter could be dual lane, could be Bane sitting mid for a while and help out your teammates there. The big hero I'm looking at here is Queen of Pain.
Remaining.
Queen of Pain is still in the pool.
Yep. And that is quite interesting that is actually the case. So would be too surprised to see it picked up right now for London Conspiracy. It's just similar to the Bane. I mean, sure, he's always going to be in that support position, but you don't really know what lane he starts off in. Usually he helps mid. He can also, as you said, run that duo off lane, can still be a safe lane support. So there's some ambiguity there when it comes to that pick. Queen of Pain is in a similar position. Sure, you pretty much know that she's going to be a core, unless you're playing against Team Liquid and Kuro's just picking that up as a greedy 4 or something silly like that. But you don't really know if it's going to be mid, it's going to be a safe lane co-op, how's the offlane going to look like, and yeah, all that cool jazz. So yeah, plenty of ambiguity there. And at the same time, it's a hero that can pretty much win you the mid game, and there we go. That's what we see.
Yeah.
London Conspiracy picked it up straight off the bat.
I was also thinking about it being one of Baby Knight's stronger heroes, definitely. You know, in the previous patches, he's played a lot of Lina, a lot of Queen of Pain. So really not a big surprise there to see him pick that one up. So Hellraisers, Bane, Slardar. There's quite a few options still out there, you know. With the AA still in the pool, you could still think about that. You've got really good initiation against the Queen of Pain, and I think that's one of the reasons LC took so long to pick it, is that Blink Slardar, Nightmare Fiend's Grip Bane, and then maybe like an Ancient Apparition to snipe people off. The Quap, sure, she's got good damage, good mid-game control, and lots of ways to roam around and find kills. She's equally very fragile in the mid-game as well, unless you itemize perfectly.
Yep. I wouldn't hate the AA. At the same time, I would. Dazzle is also still in the pool, which is also someone that I would really like for them just to block it for London Conspiracy even. I mean, they could put that Undying in the core role, have that secondary support with the extra armor just to counteract the amplified damage to some degree, but gonna go for the Rubik. It's, well, about as stable of support as you can get at pretty much any meta, and yeah, a couple of good spells to steal. Relatively strong early on, might be helping to set up for the Bane to get in range with Nightmare in the first place, so yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that does leave the Dazzle open for London Conspiracy to pick up.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I was saying though, is that London Conspiracy, if they do want to go Dazzle or AA, they have to switch the Undying into that 3 spot. They have to put him in the offlane role. And he hasn't been that effective recently in that spot either. He's been a lot stronger actually, roaming around between lanes and sort of playing reactively. And yeah, there's the Beastmaster. So Beastmaster off lane, Crop mid, and Dying Wyvern your supports. So I think it's going to be something like, maybe not an anti-mage, but definitely something a little bit harder in the carry pool that actually goes up against this Hellraiser squad, because you've got good lockdown, good 4-man team fight here from LC already. You know, you don't need a 5th hero that can actually go and battle up with the rest of them. Whereas Hellraisers, they're in a similar spot. They're off lane, their 2 supports are taken. Slardar could be your actual one-roll hero, get farm priority for like the first 15 minutes, get your blink, your treads, and they go looking for kills.
5 seconds
but usually he's just in that offlane spot, trying to get as much experience as he can and roam towards mid.
Reserve time.
Yeah, and for Hellraiser, speaking of mids, still looking for one, I would just throw a Delina there. Wouldn't be too bad just to have that extra magical burst, especially up against the Winter Wyvern Cold Embrace. I mean, at some point you still have the brain tap from the Bane, but it's a little bit better if you have a core able to get that last inch of damage off and pick up the kill. So, same time what other mids are looking at. Alchemists also still would be in the pool if they want to go for that route. More minus armor, that farming potential to just outscale on a Conspiracy, and right now I definitely do see the potential for that if they want to go for that route. I mean, they have some bursts. Okay, Death Prophet.
See, I was going to say something a little more unconventional. I was going to mention the Leshrac, just because we've seen Alliance pick it up a couple of times recently, and you know it wouldn't be bad here. You've got a decent amount of magic damage to throw out, but Death Prophet was completely unexpected. A lot of us thought about Death Prophet when Slardar started becoming this really strong hero, because you know the ghosts do physical damage, and honestly, someone with Amplify on them just do not stand a chance up against that Exorcism. But it's always been her laning phase that's kind of been a little bit awkward, because she needs that ramp up time. Level 1 Crypt Swarm isn't amazing. You need to get to like level 3 to have the 201 build. Her movement speed is okay, but it's only once you start getting Witchcraft up that she becomes an actual potent hero that can move around. But itemization is a key thing. You can't be a naked Death Prophet just going, right, I've got my spells, I've got my ulti, let's go do stuff. You need items. You need like your Phase Boots Yules. You desperately require some way of disengaging, cancelling TPs, and actually getting into team fights as well as keeping your mana regen up.
On the bright side though, if you do get to that point, you can still have some ridiculous ways that you can go in the late game just because of the Octarine core, if nothing else.
Dire team back.
Just making the Crypt Swarm an even lower cooldown, I believe it's like 4 seconds or 6 seconds or something silly like that. The Silence on an even lower cooldown as well. Together with the Witchcraft already decreasing it in the first place, it's just really hard to deal with just the Silence. I mean, look at the Queen of Pain. That's a hero that can't really be locked down like that. If she wants to live, if she wants to actually contribute to the fights, and that alone might just give Hellraisers the edge in these later team fights, if, as you said, they get the Death Prophet off to a good start. But with the Bane being there already, they have the potential to just keep him in the middle lane for the first couple of waves, just to make sure the Death Prophet isn't being rotated on early by the Undying or the Winter Wyvern.
Oh, I really liked that Spectre ban. That's kind of what I was talking about before. They needed someone, not necessarily in the same boat as an anti-mage who requires a lot of farm, but definitely someone who tanks up. The PL, perfect. That's the hero I was going to say just now. I mean, Slark crossed my mind, but against the Death Prophet Silence, it's not something you necessarily want to actually pick up. But the PL should offer them enough early game pressure with Lancers, mid-game teamfight control with his Doppelganger to just jump around, and also the late game potential that he brings when you farm him up as well. So Hellraisers, they've got a difficult choice to make here, honestly. They can go for an AM themselves if they really want to. There's one, well, I guess there are 2 good ways of locking him down with the Curse and the Roar from Wyvern and Beastmaster. But they're both ultimate abilities. There are no short cooldown, reliable stuns or disables to actually keep mobile carries down here.
What do you think of the Tiny here for Hellraisers?
Get an early blink. I guess you could just go jump on the Queen of Pain, take her down, then as you progress through, that Aghanims helps you against the PL, yeah? It wouldn't be too bad.
What I was thinking, I was seeing that before in, I believe, the Lemon Dogs game, where they lost to a Tiny that just went late with a Phantom Lance and not really being able to do anything, but go for the Timber Saw, and that is a different route entirely.
Yeah, I
Not sure
did.
what to make of that, because that'll put Slada in possibly the 1 position.
Yep. Looks like that's
Okay.
exactly what's going to be happening, actually. So
Don't really like that, to be honest. I really like the Slada in the offlane, just because you still get your levels, you still get your blink eventually. And I feel there's plenty of other heroes that can do more with safe lane farm than the Slada could, compared to offlane farm. Maybe that's just me.
well, they could go aggressive here if they wanted to, actually. With Rubik, Bane, Slada
Yeah.
go aggressive, then you've got Timber against the Beastmaster. Because why?
That
Like,
again I like, because Slada is a little bit like a
10
Bristleback, but from
seconds
level 1
remaining.
or level 1 or 2, because you can just sprint up to people with the crush,
5
and with the
seconds
Bane and Rubik
remaining.
you have some decent amount of damage follow-up and also lockdown follow-up, or initiation even for that matter, so yeah, I
because
see that happening as well.
if you look at the Radiant defensive tri-lane, you think, oh god, it's so scary, they've got Arctic Burn and Tombstone, but those have significant cooldowns. A minute, and it's close to it's 50 seconds. Yeah, 50 seconds, level 1. So that's a minute. That's a large span of your laning phase where you don't have abilities to actually play defensively. Whereas Hellraisers, Telekinesis, Fade Bolt, Nightmare, Brain Sap, Slardar, Crush, everything here they can kind of spam out and get these kills. If you're in a position where you can bait LC to throw out and use their abilities early on, you put yourselves in a great spot where you can just play aggressively for the next minute or so. So I think aggro tri-lane could definitely work here. The question is, how does Timbersaw do against a Beastmaster? I'm guessing the first 3 levels Beastmaster does pretty well with his great attack damage. The fact he's going to have double bores, but once Shatchlo gets to like level 3 or 4, Beastmaster's not going to have a great time.
Yeah, the Beastmaster has to be careful not to just get overwhelmed by the sudden amount of burst damage that Timbersaw can put out once you level up the Timber Chain a little bit more. And that's always going to be on a 4-second cooldown, so if you're close to trees, well, expect to get chased down, essentially. But yeah, I would definitely agree with you. Early on, the boar should give Kefka that early edge. Might just be enough for him to get the start that he needs and get the levels that he needs. And even with the Timbersaw free farming and matching him in terms of levels in a 1v1 role, I still think that Beastmaster, if he doesn't overextend, he should still be able to get what he needs.
And it wouldn't be a Dota 2 game if we weren't paused for the first 2 minutes. Looks like we're ready to get back underway though. So game 2 here between London Conspiracy and Hellraisers. And Season 7 of D2CL, this is the Christmas Charity Magic Tournament. And the teams got to ban out different game modes. They decided to ban out all the fun ones, and they left us with random draft in game number 1, which Hellraisers did take in, what, 45, 50 minutes? It was London Conspiracy's game to lose, but it just dragged on that little bit too long. Game number 2 here, Captain's Mode. Going to be a little more solid for both teams. Although, looking at this, I kind of feel that game 1 with random draft had a more normal, conventional lineup for both teams than we do here. But I guess that's just down to like the Timbersaw, maybe.
It's just the last couple of picks in general. Timbersaw and also Death Prophet. I mean, I've seen DP before a couple of times, but it's still one of the newer flavors of 6.85, right? That's when 6.85 even comes to this end, if Reddit is to be believed.
D2CL just tweeted out they could play ability draft, but it's Captain's Mode. It's like, what? What?
Yeah, I know it. Like, I didn't think that Captain's Mode would be actually making it through at any point, but hey, maybe a good time to plug the donation page, d2cl.gg/charity, raising money for Food for the Hungry charity, and if we reach $500, then we get to have a vote, and maybe we can ban out Captain's Mode altogether, and
The battle
For the
can
rest of
avoid
the
these kind of
tournament.
situations for the rest of the tournament,
Yeah.
exactly.
To ban out Captain's Mode. That would be good. Time to donate, guys. Give money, give food, and give ability draft, please. Please. Or ARDM. Now, it looks like they're actually switching things up here a little bit. London Conspiracy go for an aggro tri-lane of their own. Undying Wyvern plus PL up at top against the Timbersaw. Mid lane going to be dual lane of Death Prophet Bane against this Beastmaster mid. And bot lane is the Baby Knight Queen of Pain on the safe lane. But she's against the Slardar Rubik, which is not going to be favourable for her at all. Now, Undershock. He's up on the high ground, battling up against these boars, and Kefka just stands his ground and fights this, but the fact is, Kefka misses out last hits. He's lost a boar. And Undershock is a support hero. He doesn't care if he has to burn through some tangos. Up at top, Shatchlo, hiding in the trees. Making sure he doesn't die, and yeah, here we go. The swap of the lanes already begins. The Undying TP's down towards bottom. Just to try and balance things out a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess the right idea is to try and dodge the Slaughter, plus the Rubik. But at the same time, yeah, I think Shelby should be doing fine here though. And they don't necessarily need both of these heroes there. I mean, it's only Winter Wyvern being here is more than enough, and Undying can, as he's doing right now, rotate down to the bottom and just try and get some levels, because even with a level 1 Tombstone, it's down to 3 hits, right? And you've got plenty of ranged heroes on the side of HR. So that one isn't even effective. And you can make the argument for Arctic Burn that it's pretty damn strong even at level 1. In fact, that's where we see mostly Winter Wyverns leave it at that for the longest time. But the Tombstone is a different beast.
Yeah, Undying nowadays, we see a lot of the like 1-1-0 build at level 2, where Soul Rip is an incredibly strong ability, both defensively and aggressively. And then you go for the max Tombstone after that, so you aim to get the 1-1-4. Sometimes you skip over ulti at 6, sometimes you don't, depending. But I think Arctic Burn on Wyvern is like you always go for it. We used to see a few people, FNG, I think it was in particular, go for like a max Arctic Burn, just to get the cooldown reduced as much as he could early on. And he'd go for like a 4-4-1 build as quickly as he could. But Splinter Blast now has become the skill. Getting that ability up and running as quickly as you can. That nuke damage is so potent, especially in the early stages. It's like Death Prophet will get back into the game. And how's mid actually looking for her? Because she's got tons of regen. Kefka has been bullied a little bit. He's got his bottle coming out to him. Kefka with a very, very early, quick bottle rush build.
Yeah, Afternoon with that Null Talisman will be a little bit further away from that. But yeah, I think that'll actually allow Kefka to just sustain the lane once he gets a couple of wild axes off that, couple of points into that, then that'll be another reliable way for him to farm without potentially exposing himself to the Bane. So it's also that Beastmaster is actually pretty damn good against Bane in the early stage, because as long as you have a war up and running, you don't really care about the Nightmare, you just trigger it off with your own summon. So yeah, I think you should be fine unless Death Prophet gets a couple of levels up and lands maybe one too many Crypt Swarms. Don't really see that happening without any sort of rotation from maybe
We're paused
Gotham.
again. We're paused forever. Seems good.
Just going to have to accept this and move on, Durga.
No.
You know how it is.
I have to accept nothing. I don't have to accept nothing. And it, bruv. Let's see. I think Undershock just moves himself up to the top, gives Shachlo a bit of friendly companionship. The question is, with mids nowadays, we see a lot of stacking of the jungle. You know, Radiant side large camp, Dire side large and medium. Death Prophet with Crypt Swarm, once she hits level 4 in there, can decently take down creep camps, and I wonder if this is something the Bane will actually look to do. He's making his way over, but he's going to be late to this, I'm sure. He might just be able to get that Centaur camp stacked, but it's going to be tight.
Well, he has pretty decent move speed without boots, so maybe. But yeah, he should definitely be looking to do that, I definitely agree. If you have any sort of mid lane can benefit from that, by all means. Or any sort of hero in general, even. If you really need to, the Timbersaw can also take these kind of stacks, but in this game you're looking to put it on Death Prophet, because, well, we were talking about it in the draft. You need that Yules, you need that extra bit of sustain as quickly as you can, just to be more of an unstoppable force, really.
I keep looking up to top and bottom lane and forgetting that the TP scroll noise is incredibly annoying.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I think it's time to look at effigies actually. So
oh yeah.
Let's take a look at the Dire. They're all bloody broken. They are. I actually don't know what hero this is. What?
This one in front.
Is that a Baden? That's a Baden, right?
It is a Baden.
That's
is it?
The one
yeah,
I'm looking at. On Dire side, like in front of the tier 4s.
Yeah, I see it.
The only reason I know it's a Baden is because of the sword.
But this looks like the tiny dryad thing, the tiny tree cosmetic as well.
Oh, you're right. Oh. Well, oh god, yeah. What the hell is going on here? No, yeah, I see what you mean. That bit there is that is that tiny tree. But then there's definitely some kind of mount. There's like a horse across the back, and there's a Baden sword there.
This is like next level Dota genetics.
We'll leave that one and come back to it in a minute and see and see if it's sorted itself out. This one is definitely Shadow Shaman, 100%. That's Rasta. It doesn't say anything about that. Oh my goodness.
Well, maybe you can ask them in lobby next game.
If you click on it, look at the avatar of it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
It
doesn't building even.
Doesn't mean anything. Okay.
I've never seen this before.
No, that is yeah, that was interesting. Okay, back into the game. Top Shashlo taking a little bit of burn there from the freezy breath of Solon's Winter Wyvern. And under shock. He did get the stack off, I missed that, but he did actually manage to get across there. Very close, but he gets the stack out, and Alpha Ninja will be able to look forward to that in about 6-7 minutes time. Jalopy farming a top lane, should be able to get himself a decent amount of CS. Also maybe dodge away from a lot of this damage that Timbersaw can put out.
Yeah, not quite yet though, and that's the Phantom Lance, you can always doppelganger out, and in this bridge area there's actually not a whole lot of trees to actually get to quickly. So, don't see much killing potential there. I do see some potentially in mid though, goddamn. It's making his way around here. I don't know what he plans to do though, I mean, maybe look for the courier? Just continue to rotate top? I don't know.
Just sort of wandering around,
to take them.
seeing what's going on. Like, oh hey, there's an invis rune here. Go down, we'll get the invis, and yeah, he does move top like you said, but leaving Slardar bottom lane alone against Quap and dying. Oh god. This is not going to be fun. 2 stacks of decay up on him, down to 435 health. Now went forward on sensibility. You can sprint, you can crush, but they're actually going to try and dive this a little bit with the poison ticking over. Salve will save him. And he'll be able to keep himself alive through this, as the decay does start to wear off. Mid lane, the Invis Rubik is looking for Beastmaster, but Kefka playing defensively very far back here. No. Getting caught out.
Yeah, they have the ward up there, spotting out the room, so they saw him pick it up. No reason to overextend yourself there. Yeah, it's... Hellraisers, I don't know about this laning decision. I mean, sure, Bane and mid stacking, alright, but... at the same time, only Rubik with a Slardar up against the Queen of Pain, maybe not the best combo up against the DK stacking up and up against the Queen of Pain, just harassing you out with the Shadow Strike anyway. But then again, you have 2 lanes that aren't necessarily doing well, with bottom and top. And there's only mid left with a Death Prophet. Top lane might even...
He's fine. He's okay.
There's a Salve still.
Salve, stick charges, Mango, everything ready at his disposal. They've also got a good lane ward here, so they can't actually pull through onto the large camp. Conspiracy. Like you said, laning stage definitely going well for them, but we saw this in game number 1, where their laning stage was very good, they could control everybody. And they started to slip up as the game progressed, and they got split pushed out a little bit. Key items came up for Hellraisers. And they did start to really shut out their game from there on out, but there's Phantom Lancer. What's he actually up to? Brown boots, 450 gold or so. I wonder what kind of build he heads into, because we've seen quite a bit of deviation away from the Aquila Drums BOT build. People have been going for early game like Treads S&Y plus the Diffusal Blade, trying to get that early fighting power just a little bit stronger on the Phantom Lancer, because his early game prowess is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it is. If you manage to shield them away from any sort of focus, from any sort of lockdown in the early game, then it can still be quite annoying with that Diffusal Blade and dish out quite a bit of damage. And especially up against...
Moves back to pull the camp, or actually block off the wave. Nagilopi with that doppelganger. He's lifted up, telekinesis back into the brain stab, and the damage output should... No, it's not there! They nightmare the Wyvern, but Shashlo moves back towards the tree to try and get the damage down. And he's not going to dive behind the tier 1 to finish the kill. So they miss out. A good smoke gank, good movement there from Hellraisers. They forced a salve from Jalopy, but I feel they could have maybe got the kill.
Yeah, but then again, it didn't look like the Timber Chain was actually at the right angle to actually get the damage up on Jalopy in the first place, at the first try. So it had to continue to chase under the tier 1, with the self continuing to take, so... he would have probably died himself there.
Magic wand overpowered.
It is, absolutely. 17 charges? Oh my god. Are you kidding?
100% overpowered, and he's bringing himself a bottle as well. So Phantom Lancer with bottle 1. Enough regen to sustain through this. Undershock looking for the Nightmare at mid, but Kefka gets back behind that tier 1. Goddamn with a nice little observer ward can be placed there, just eyeing out this high ground area. Give Afro Ninja a nice laning phase up at top. Oh, Shachlo gets himself back with a Timber Chain. It's so difficult to kill this guy. And once again we go back to it, right? I was saying about how LC don't have any lockdown, and I was looking for that mobile carry, the anti-mage, something like that. Timbersaw kind of fits the bill. He's very mobile, he's got tons of damage. The only thing is that he scales up to a certain point, but which is usually BKBs on your enemy team, right? But if you look at LC, who buys BKB here? Queen of Pain? It's like a third or fourth item. PL doesn't, Beastmaster doesn't really want to. You just want to build up stats, which Timbersaw does very well against.
That is true. I mean, we have seen Timbersaws before who just build themselves a Bloodstone or something like that. They have just chains for days, essentially. Throwing out Chakrams left and right, just seemingly unstoppable. I mean, in this game, LC, they have the Roar, they have the Winter's Curse, and they have the first blood actually in the bottom lane, and Slara overextends himself for some reason.
Damn it. I was watching Beastmaster D-Ward mid, I'm sorry. Let's take the first blood down the bottom lane, yeah. Slardar does die. It's Beastmaster, he's not doing great here. 20 last hits, half of that the Death Prophet has. He does get that D-Ward with the sentry help there from Solon's Winter Wyvern. But laning stage Hellraisers, I feel, again, it's the same kind of boat as game number 1. Goddamn takes a bit of a chip damage here from PL, plus the Splinter Blast. Another Lance would actually kill him off there.
Just a bit of chip damage here, bringing him down to a fifth of his health. But yeah,
just a bit. Just a touch.
JLP having the bottle as well, it means he can actually throw out a decent amount of these lances in the lane. Yeah, just to get Lapsa, just to zone him out a little bit more. But yeah, just come back to his potential builds as he rotates down to the bottom to take over the safe lane a little bit, it looks like. Maybe not having level 6, it's a good opportunity for them to actually maybe go for another kill on the starter. Or at the very least for Queen of Pain to rotate around.
Well, Slaughter has his Tranquil Boots, but yeah, you're right. This PL has moved himself down here. And I think it's time for Queen of Pain to go looking for kills, because you've got the combination. You've got Roar, Sonic Wave, and Death Prophet with 1000 HP actually goes for the Strength Tread, so no phase boots, no brown boots into BOTs. Bot Rune, oh, this is going to be a good point of contest here. The Doppelganger onto the low ground, straight into the Rubik. And the Tombstone not going to get dropped just yet, but the Sonic Wave will clear up the Rubik as Sensibility gets the rune somehow. Walking in between illusions and heroes. And gets that rune in his hands. So the DD Slardar will just move down towards bottom lane again, get some more experience. And get to that very important level 6, which he's closing in on.
Yeah. And once that happens, and more importantly, once he gets a Blink Dagger as well to go with it, or once Death Prophet gets Yules, one of these kind of initiation items, then Hellraiser will also be able to start to take more of these kind of rotations to make more of these pickoffs work for them. Because right now, with the way LC is playing, very defensively here, very conscious about what's going on the map, they're not actually finding any openings, so it's LC's turn to just keep farming and find openings for themselves with the Queen of Pain approaching at level 7 now.
So Shachlo did actually go and clear out one of those camps. He took the medium one over to the south of the jungle, and they continue making stacks for themselves. But yeah, it's going to be Alpha Ninja taking the large one. Getting that gold in your mid-hero's pocket. I assume you go Yules here still. Rod of Atos wouldn't be too bad either though, and we saw that a fair amount on Death Prophets when she was still being picked up. You know, the Phase Boots Yules was kind of the go-to, but some people like the Rod of Atos just to slow people down a little bit more, kite them a tiny bit. Also tanks you up against this raw nuke damage coming out of Queen of Pain, plus the disable on that Spirit Breaker. Beastmaster. Spirit Breaker. I don't know why that popped in my head.
It really depends on which way you want to go, right? Do you want to go a little bit more defensive, then you go for that extra tankiness from the Aegis, but if you want to go aggressive on someone like a Queen of Pain, Aegis is not going to do a damn thing, right? You want to have that use silence for this hero, just make sure that, alright, Baby Knight doesn't really get out. You still have to time it right, but Well, if it's able to blink the Queen of Pain, it's pretty much free pickings at that point.
Bane gets the haste, and look at this Jalopy, he's still amped up. It's actually a full duration amplified damage. He's got no doppelganger for 18 seconds, but in comes Kefka. Raw sensibility, but Death Prophet, even though she's nightmare, this Exorcism, the Ghost are just spreading around everywhere. The Slardar drops, but Kefka's sticking around with Baby Knight's Club coming in. The 2-man Sonic Wave will do a ton of damage. We'll clear up the DP, and it looks like this Undershock Bane Elemental is going to drop as well. The haste wears off. 13 stick charges and a TP scroll. But all you want for Christmas is a 2 front teeth as he's stuck in the trees.
What? Can I actually get to him? What? Is he? What? How is that even possible?
Am I missing something here?
Well, Bane clearly walked in there, so clearly there's a way to reach that point, but Jalopy's pathing just didn't allow him to go there? I don't know. Maybe it's a Christmas spirit helping out Hellraisers a little bit early this year.
I am really confused about that. Because it wasn't just one hero. There were 3 heroes and a boar just walking around like, huh, where did he go? Where's the Bane gone? Did he just disappear? Okay, well, Bane escapes apparently. Sensibility bottom lane. Jalopy has used the doppelganger, and the amplified damage is back up onto the PL. I don't think they can finish him off as this Arctic Burn comes in with the Splinter Blast as well. Sensibility's forced back over in the jungle though. Goddamn. Baiting out the Raw maybe as Kefka just wants to use the double boars. Try and finish him off, but Undershot ready to help his teammate with the Nightmare there. Undying drops the Tombstone, and Goddamn is dead. The level 4 Wild Axes. Now Bane. Okay, it's not as dumb this time. He just TP's out in like plain sight of everybody else, but okay. Shashlo has been given some free time up at top. And the stacks, they were taken. But, we don't see a massive kind of push forward here from Hellraisers.
Yeah, so is that just feeding or is it actual space creation? Because as you said, I mean, Shashlo is taking that space, he's gobbling up very thankfully, but at the same time we lost like 3 heroes in a row there. One of which is Alpha Ninja, which is, I mean, sure, he still has his stacks, still sitting on top of the net worth chart, but I don't know. This was a very odd fight down there in the first place. Just a little bit too many heroes that they really expected there. But, well, these stacks will get them right back up and running, I guess. And now top lane, potential pick up here onto Baby Knight if they can just get the lockdown going on the shock.
There's no level 6 on Bane. Yeah. He doesn't have Fiend's Grip.
No, there's the cavalry coming in.
Yeah, in comes the reinforcements. Aggressive lane war drop there. I'm not sure if they know about this. They were still looking for that initiation, but Roar is down for a good 10 seconds, even with these Necro 1s ready for the Beastmaster Shachlo. You're running into the danger zone here. You don't have Lana to help
Bottom
you.
lane at the same time, Jalopy almost dies here, needs another stun here from Sensibility. Won't get it, and it is find the right one, and Alpha Ninja helping with that extra burst. Sensibility dropping low. 2, that's Splinter Blast, but no extra follow-up coming this way.
Winter Wyvern plus the Queen of Pain have moved themselves down here. The aggressive force through the dire jungle. It gets them a nice observer ward down to watch farming patterns, but looks like they want to try and do Roshan. Hellraisers with amp damage, with the level 2 Exorcism now up. This is where I feel they really start to hit their stride. Physical damage galore. A good way to take Roshan down is definitely going to help them. But the kind of weird thing is, right, we used to see Exorcism used to take towers and win team fights. And here, Hellraisers are kind of using it in a little bit of a different way. They're using it for skirmishes and Roshan. So far, anyway. But I guess once you get Yule's Octarine Core, you're not going to worry too much about it.
Yeah. That's level 2 Exorcism as well. So you have a lot of ghosts to play with. They recently changed it, and so that level 1 Exorcism is also useful, which for the longest time it really wasn't. Being at level 2 now, it's still a long cooldown of course, but well, just having more of that available means a lot more damage. We saw it at Roche, and we could see it at towers if they could find another pickoff, but for, as I said before, they need to have the duels, which that probably ends up going for, and or the blink on the starter, and yeah, Sensibility is also getting close to that point actually, sitting at almost 1700 net worth, or gold in his pocket rather.
They've got 6 on Bane now, so they can start looking for these pickoffs on Queen of Pain.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Do we have? DP, yeah, level 1 Silence is ready, so the 4-1-4-2 build kind of regular here. And Yule's is done, I am assuming, on the courier on its way out. Gets delivered in short order down to the DP. Bot lane, Solon hiding in the trees, and the TPs are going to come in. They've got Winter's Curse ready. Maybe they focus it on. Down a fair amount. Solon's looking for it, but Sensibility he's playing this Vanguard role where he's up on the front lines. Force people back a bit, but he's 500 gold away from his blink. If they can win one more team fight, they can get him a good amount of farm in the next 3-4 minutes or so. That blink dagger is perfectly timed here for the rest of his team to really utilize it.
Yeah, right now, LC don't have to worry about that quite yet. And they're also getting their farm going, right? I mean, if you look at the Queen of Pain, you see that Orchid build up almost has another 500 gold as well, and it's pretty damn strong just up against the Timbersaw of no one else. Just being able to have a little bit of breathing room, it just can't get the defense line. So JLP is going for the really quick diffusal play. Then he's going to be able to just burn away all the mana from Timbersaw without really him being able to do anything about it. And at that point, Timbersaw, well, he's gonna get more useless.
They have to cancel their TPs mid. They keep cancelling their TPs. They're gonna go for the tier 2 bottom lane. They get the roar to Shachlo, and that's it. He's pretty much screwed here as he gets nuked into oblivion. Just to Aegis, his first life is gone, and the rest of Hellraisers. One by one, Winter's Curse actually going to cancel out the Timber Chain, but the Nightmare saves up Chancellor for now, turns to fight, but then chains away. He's safe and healthy as the Yule steps onto the Beastmaster. There's no roar left, it's down for 50 seconds, and Alpha Ninja, he's being shredded by the PL, but he's got the health to survive through everything until the final lance from JLP will clear him up. And now Slaughter. He's up there with the Beastmaster, but London Conspiracy take down 2 big core heroes, lose the Queen of Pain. But what is the route back in? It's the blink on Slaughter. They get through the damage and even through the cold embrace there. Kefka on the retreat out, bottling up. He's got nothing left really to give here. He's got another board to slow down. Sensibility cancels out his blink dagger as well. But with a lift, they still get in there. No mana for Crush. Still no mana for Crush, but they get it with a Brain Sap, and somehow Bane comes out of that with a triple kill. Getting 3.
Yeah, I don't understand how that fight worked, to be honest. It started off kind of standard here, pick off on Timbersaw, nice little Winter's Curse, nice little Nightmare to just try and save him, but well, didn't end up working out quite well, because I think Zombie might have knocked him down at the end of there. I don't know. But then just the chase from Hellraisers, that they were able to pull that off without Alpha Ninja, whose ultimate didn't do anything up against all the illusions just right next to him. Yeah, it was a little bit peculiar for me without these 2 chasing heroes. I guess it was just Slaughter showing off the Blink Dagger and showing off why it's a really good item on Slaughter in combination with the sprint as well.
I kind of find it interesting that the DP went for the aggressive Yules onto Beastmaster when you saw the roar on Timbersaw. You know the roar's down.
Yep.
So actually using up the Beastmaster there instead of saving it for the defensive purpose of keeping your exorcism going. Maybe a little bit off. Alpha Ninja, okay. This is annoying, but now they know 100% for certain that you have a ward up there, and with the tombstone dropped, Alpha Ninja, he's on the run out. It's like he's still going to get caught up to... No? Oh, the Beastmaster! Maybe could have got the roar in there, but the rest of HR are reacting and getting ready to actually fight up against this. Now, the DP has a vitality booster. Is this going to be Atos? Or the heart? Well, it doesn't matter right now as the roar comes through and DP's dead. Walks into the tombstone where they've got perfect vision. Into the middle of 4 heroes which you just saw chasing you as Baby Knight does die up on top lane. But that Death Prophet move, I'm not sure about that one.
Well, that's the ward also just paying off. I mean, LC didn't want to go further in the first place because they didn't quite know what was lying beyond, essentially behind the Death Prophet. But then placing the ward up there at an opportune time, just seeing the Death Prophet come back all alone. Just a perfect opportunity to go back for this kill. Yeah, look at the rest of their aggressive warding. They've had this ward here in the lane for the longest time. You have this lane ward which is about to expire, so yeah, LC, they want to play that game. They want to find openings for the Beastmaster and Queen of Pain. To start getting these pickoffs, to shut down the Death Prophet, to shut down the Timbersaw before they can get going. There is the Yules, there is the Bloodstone in the works potentially for Shardflow. But still a little bit away. Never mind, he hasn't.
He's got, I was just bringing up the items to actually see, because again, what we were saying is that HR need these big key core items Very similar to game 1, where London Conspiracy are very sort of reliant on their skill sets. They just throw out spells and see what sticks. Got the Orchid on Baby Knight and Kefka with his... Oh, they've jumped him. They've jumped him. Undying's caught. Tombstone is there, but he's still shredded. The Winter's Curse is big though. 1 to 5, and then comes the damage with the Sonic Wave across the mall. Baby Knight still being demolished by that Exorcism. Sensibility is stuck in there with the rest of the heroes, and Alpha Ninja's dead as well. Tombstone, Illusions, everything just surrounding these HR players. And they take down 3, looking for the 4th one. Sharpslow gets himself a little bit further away with that Timber Chain, but the zombie is still chasing him. And they've got him on pause now. DP's dead. DP is dead. No.
Yeah, so dead that it knocked him off the server. And yeah, once again, that ultimate didn't do anything, and I don't quite understand how. It wasn't the PL this time, only. Just Kefka right-click him down, but Shachlo and not actually survive.
Oh, they want this kill.
A little extra lockdown though,
Oh,
but they will have another blink. No.
Baby Knight, no. No. I guess his Orchid's on cooldown, so he couldn't really go for the kill. That Timber Chain, pretty short cooldown.
Dire's
Allows
bottom
him to
tower
be
is
that
under
Tarzan
attack.
jumping around. But yeah, I thought that was a decent jump from HR. Just the fact that there's zombies stacking up, they've got no good way of killing the Tombstone, right? There's no way to sort of reset the fight and focus it down. They rely on getting the pick. And if they don't get that initial pick instantly, if the Undying doesn't just die before he gets any spells off, that's always going to be rough for you. The Blink Crush, Kefka's caught, but Sensibility, Tombstone's down again. And just look, the zombies are stacking up. Undershock, Sensibility, they focus it down. But Baby Knight's blinked in with a 4-man Scream, but that is the damage. And they get the pick as Hellraisers jump forward again. Kefka raw in 8, but I don't think it's going to be enough time. They'll get 3 here, definitely. As the Slaughter will come back in, and Sharpslow. 12 Bloodstone charges, up from 8 seemingly seconds ago.
Okay, now it's HR's turn to take a team fight under the tower, and yeah, that was just them actually being able to get the spells off, right? Just Sharpslow being able to do what he wants to do, Sensibility getting up a couple of good rushes. And yeah,
Radiant's
that
bottom
was just a
tower
little bit
is under attack.
too much burst to handle without their
Radiant
ultimates really up and
structures
ready.
are
Queen of Pain
fortified.
didn't have her ultimate to wipe and didn't have that control. All we
Radiant's
really
bottom
had
tower
was
is
the Tombstone,
falling.
and that alone is not enough. Because even though it starts stacking up, sure, but at this point, 22 minutes in, at least the cores start to be able to just ignore that for a while.
What are we at now? There was a bit of a 3-2-2, then 6-4-4, then 9-6-6, and now the lead that LC had has just plummeted massively after that kill. There's all these little engagements that, you know, LC win one, lose one, win one, lose one, but this one right here, this is the meaningful one. This is where Hellraisers say, thanks for the gold, we'll take the second Roshan, which is up in another 2 minutes time. And you can definitely tell London Conspiracy know they need to try and gain something tangible from this. Actually take down some more tier 2s, pressure across the map. So at this moment in time, they have no good aggressive wards, except for the one over near the Ancients, and I'm not sure if they see the smoke. They're going to walk into each other anyway. They'll blink forward, Sensibility's brought up, but in they come. Shots for the damage output. Bira's dead. The Tombstone's going to do a decent amount from the high ground, but Alpha Ninja just focusing it down with right-click attacks as Kefka is shredded by that Timbersaw, and Jealousy, even with the Winter's Curse onto Alpha Ninja, they've got Baby Knight Sonic Wave. They kill off one, but the grip's there onto Baby Knight. The damage, the lockdown, the control is there, and he's got mana left, but he's actually going to get killed off. Got him with a turnaround. The spell's being stolen, and London Conspiracy, there's nothing left to give. How many spells did he stole? Raw, he stole Splinter Blast, he stole everything.
Yeah, I know he's doing it, man. He's just finding these spells. Everyone's just also finding it in lockdown and the jump on LC, and they, well, it seems like they're always a step behind, trying to react to it. I mean, that Winter's Curse and Alpha Ninja, it locked him down, locked Bane down, but the Queen of Pain had to blink in, essentially expose herself after the Winter's Curse ended to Fiend's Grip. Undershock didn't hesitate on that whatsoever, and after that, well, plenty of control to go along to keep a lockdown forever, it seemed like. Plenty of damage still, with Sharpslow being able to roam around with the amplified damage as well coming into play.
And you just look at the graph now. I mean, I was talking about that swing up at the top tier 2, bottom tier 2, sorry, where it went from like a 2,500 lead from LC down to a 1,000 lead for Hellraisers. You know, it was a good 3-4k net worth swing there. But now, you're looking at close to a 10k swing, honestly, as the next Roshan is more likely than not going to go to Hellraisers. We'll just sort of add that in there, and Yule Scepter for your Timber Sword. So that's another good way of keeping keeping yourself out of harm's way, maybe trying to stop TPs as your disables are decent, but not amazing. But in London Conspiracy, they know that Roshan's going to be up soon and they want to try and stop this. The Hook will scout it out. Hellraisers know the Hook is there.
It's quite chancy for either team to go for this. I mean, the Winter's Curse is there for LC, and of course also the Queen of Pain ult and a Tombstone on the high ground. But if you look at Hellraisers, you have that Slardar, you have Shadows, plenty of AoE, Death Prot as well. If Alpha Ninja can actually keep himself alive a little bit longer this time. I mean, he did the same thing as in the last fight, just went for the aggressive use on the Beastmaster instead of trying to use it for himself.
Ah, okay. No, he is going for the Octarine. I mentioned Atos just as like an outside thought, but I did say that Yule's Octarine core, the fact that you reduce the cooldown of your ultimate by 25%, it's the item, the blink forward mid lane. They miss out the Timber Chain though, and Kefka is not going to get taken out. He in fact gets the Roar after the Slardar. That's an easy kill if I've ever seen one. Chase continues a little bit, but Shaflow's out. You can't get run down by the rest of LC.
It was a bit of an overextension, and the way that HR is able to take these fights is just, as I said before, and just get your spells off and keep the lockdown going. And that only works if you're the one initiating, and if you're the one actually surviving the initial burst. If LC comes in at you, then now, Roche Pit.
They've got the Orchid onto Godham though. This Rubik is doing the caped up, and with that Orchid gone, this is a good way for Death Prophet to get back in here. Shard-slow Timbersaw. We saw how much damage he did. Yeah, they're bailing. London Conspiracy cannot put themselves in that choke point scenario where they could all get absolutely annihilated by this Chakram. They do run themselves away. Death Prophet is closing in on level 16.
Is under attack.
Yes, Timbersaw would love to hit that point as well, but Sensibility back in with the amp damage. London Conspiracy, they don't lack for AoE themselves either. Tombstone can go on the high ground. Winter's Curse can really stick it to HR here. Exorcism down. Roshan's dropping incredibly quickly, and in they come. Start off with the Wild Axes on the Tombstone. Aegis goes to where Timbersaw, so they do pick that one up, and Queen of Pain gets the Slardar on the back end. Jalopy walks into the middle of the pit, and it looks like Alpha Ninja's actually stuck. Dodges out the Lance with the Yule Scepter. This Exorcism is still bouncing around, doing damage, but she's dead. Death Prophet down for the count, as Jalopy's up on the high ground, taken out by Undershock's Fiend Grip and Shard-slow. I don't know if you can turn and fight this one, my friend, because there's 3-4 heroes here who can do some damage. You can actually tank through a fair amount of it. Chakram's out. He's battling up against 4. He's looking for the kills, but he's just going to bail now. Get back, hide behind the trees as Bane does kill off on dying. It's going to be the Aegis taken out here as he gets another one. Shashley's still alive. Dies the first time. As Rubik steals the blink from Queen of Pain. Blink back, blink forth. Kefka and Baby Knight telekinesis up, and Timbersaw comes back in, utilising the Aegis beautifully as the Yule Scepter up will stop the aggressive play onto Rubik. Not going to get the kill with the Wild Axes, but Baby Knight will. Now in a situation where, missed the Timber Chain. Baby Knight can blink again. Shard-slow, not going to get that one. Not this time anyway. But that was an incredibly messy fight.
Yeah, to say least. It's just kept going back and forth, and started with that attempted initiation from LC, but Winter Wyvern actually got silenced out just before Roshan, and Roshan went down. Alpha Ninja was able to get the silence off just in the nick of time, because if they had that Winter's Curse when Chachlo and Alpha Ninja were still together, then I think LC could have taken that fight much more easily. And at this point, I don't actually know who ended up winning. I guess HR, just because Chachlo is now also in a in a position where he has 90 Bloodstone charges.
And
almost an axe as well if he wants it.
I think in a vacuum, that fight goes the way of Hellraisers. But in the long run, I kind of like LC's chances, because like you said, okay, well, no, they're going for this, not going for this. Sensibility is the one that's going to die. It's situations like this, which is what I was going to come to, is that, okay, the Timbersaw, oh god, he's going to die, he's dead.
The chain.
But Yules has got a chain to go up. No, we can't stop. The Gun Cape was just a little bit too late. Nightmare not going to... What? Are you suicide? Bane's still going to get caught out here, though. I'm shocked. No retreat. Right. Back to my point. So yeah, the team fight. Okay, Timbersaw wins the team fight. He 1v5s basically, right? The rest of his team die. But can Timbersaw out-carry a Queen of Pain and PL? That's my big question.
Probably not. I mean, if you look at the drafts in general, just a PL should allow them to outscale and, if necessary, just push Hellraisers if they really need to, and just siege down the base with illusions, right? If Phantom Lance is 6-star, you can just Menstyle illusion, Doppelganger illusion, just right click the tower. So on that alone, and even then, he doesn't have any sort of tanky items right now, and he's still able to contribute a lot of damage actually in these fights, because they don't really have a lot of AoE control apart from the crush. So if he was able to dodge that, if he's just able to burn away the mana from Slada, which is actually quite easy if you just have a couple of illusions on him and he maybe use the crush a little bit before, just not able to keep them away from him. Well, then he doesn't have to worry about that. He has all the freedom in the world to just go in, go out, spam illusions everywhere, and do that diffusal blade damage. And yeah, this is what not only contributes to the fight, but also contributes to his own item progression. And if you look at his net worth, he's not too far behind the Death Prophet and the Queen of Pain even. Octarine Core, I mean, it's a pretty good item on Death Prophet. You can do a lot of things with it, but at the same time, it's the kind of item that you have, that you like to have when you're ahead. Right now, it feels like they are even at best. It's Conspiracy.
It doesn't feel like it's a massive impact item, but sometimes it can be. Just the fact that maybe London Conspiracy kind of underestimates that Death Prophet ulti, something along those lines, that maybe it catches them out, because DP is now level 17, the level 3 ulti's up. And if Goddamn can get a couple of good steals in the next team fight, then they definitely could go their way. But we're looking at the double Blink threat now of these two big ultimates. Blink Wyvern, Blink Beastmaster. Queen of Pain has that BKB. This Phantom Lancer, he's going to start roaring himself through these team fights with the Mantis Diffusal Blade. Anything else for him? No, that's just it. Timbersaw, 2,700 gold. It looks like he's going to head into a BKB of his own, I guess, here. That Necro Book, the PL burning through his mana it's awful for him. Absolutely awful for him. Could equally be an Aghanim's.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
Like the BKB now. An Aghanim's set a little bit later. Because if he's a top net worth chart, if you rely on him to actually do the majority of the damage, he needs to be able to not be slowed down, to not be locked down at all. And even then, it's kind of dependent on where they're fighting. I mean, if all the trees are gone, then where do you really dash to? How do you actually get on top of people then, even with the BKB?
Kefka has been
something worth considering.
He's been sitting in these trees for quite some time, and he's not getting scattered out. Hellraisers, I think this Slardar now with a 4-staff, he's going to start stepping things up. This utility Slardar build can be good for finding the pickoffs, and they're going to see the Wyvern there, but the blink is cancelled. Sensibility's still going to try and go for this one, but Wyvern blinks away. Gets back to safety. And it's just a split push game here as Kefka runs back. Jill OP down at this lane.
Dire's top tower.
Hellraiser's getting a taste of their own medicine here. Split push top, pushed mid. A little fight going down at bottom. Scrappy Kefka. He's walked back into this, or his TP gets cancelled. No, he didn't try TP, just dies. The PL moves away.
I think Alpha Ninja was invis or smoked up and just ran with the Yule Scepter. So 1-for-1 trade in a sense, T2 tower top for your Beastmaster. Still KPLC, I guess. They just keep scaling, make sure that the Phantom Lancer doesn't die. Then, you know, they should be fairly okay.
Slaughter. Ho! Oh! Oh! Hey! Ho ho ha ha! Ho ho ho!
That was some hashtag expert analysis right there. I do agree.
I mean, that was aggressive. That was very, very aggressive from this Slaughter. He knew who was there. He knew they were both there. He got the 2-man crush. It was well played. But there was no one to back him up. The rest of his team were nowhere to be seen. There was no way they could go and actually kill anybody in that situation. So maybe he was like hoping for the Undying to be alone, and the Queen of Pain to like TP or blink away to low ground. But regardless, Sensibility definitely putting the fear into London Conspiracy as he blinks forward into their loving arms right there. But yeah, the Undying. In fact, they just said Undying has to go and pee. So yeah, he's peed his pants. The fact that Slaughter was playing so aggressive there, he's just like, oh god, no, it's happening again. The ugly fish man. He's caught me.
Well, sometimes it's all you really need. Just try and put the enemy on tilt. Just make them feel, oh my god, Slaughter's coming in. Even if it's just for a second, even if he goes out again. and you're like, oh, okay, nothing's happened, but you still have that moment sometimes where you just say, oh my god. Not sure that makes too much of a difference. They should still. I think London Conspiracy are experienced enough that they don't let these kind of things get to them too much. But yeah, for now, the game state's a little bit of stalemate favoring LC.
Yeah,
Hellraisers. I mean, yeah, they've got their team fights, they've got their turnarounds, but it feels like they need to keep the engine going if they want to actually win this game. I mean, Death Prophet not scaling, you kind of. We're looking at like 35, 40 minutes. 45 minutes high ground push with the exorcism.
Yeah, we always used to see the same build come out of people at when she was was it TI3 she was last popular? Was it TI4? TI4. It was TI4, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Razor Viper, Death Prophet, things like that, yeah. We used to see the same old build. It was Phase, Yules, Vitality Booster Plate Mail, and then you go into like Heart Shivas, and you just tank up and make sure your Exorcism kills everything, and you just go sit in front of the tower, and then you back up and farm when Exorcism was down. In this situation, in this patch, in this meta, I don't think that's viable. Octarine Core, obviously the new item that's going to buffer up a significant amount. She goes for the Plate Mail, which I still think is great, yeah, against Phantom Lancer Illusions in particular.
Yeah.
Get the Shivas to try and clear them out a little bit more. So you can't always rely on this old Timber Sword, even with his BKB up. But after that, she's actually got an Ogre Club, so I'm guessing BKB for her is going to be really important as well. Looking at this PL start to stack up nicely.
There's just so many issues that Hellraisers have to concern themselves with that it's pretty hard sometimes. But I guess if Goddamn finishes up his item, then he'll have at least what he needs to make plays at the very least. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter on the Rubik, it looks like. About 2,000 gold away from it still, but hey.
He's been building that for a while. After the fight where we saw him steal Raw, Splinter Blast and everything like that at the Roshan fight, he got point boost to Ogre Club, so he's stalled a little bit in his actual progression. He's been a little bit slow on that, but look at the Bane Elemental. Lotus Orb is basically done. The Perseverance is already halfway through with the rest of the item already out there. Now, London Conspiracy, they've gone from this full split push mode just to try and wait it out, maybe allow Hellraisers to make a little mistake and fight into that. Because exploiting Hellraiser's mistakes here is a lot easier than just bull rushing into the middle of the wall. If you find yourself in a choke point where you've played aggressively into it, that's where Hellraisers want you to be. They want you to be stuck in, the hellhole that's going to be the Chakram Exorcism combination with a Slardar Blink. You want to be fighting in an open area. As LC, I feel.
Yeah, I would agree. This is where Hellraisers shine, where they just can make sure that they get a good blink crush out, that they get the right angle for their own heroes to go in, and that pretty much happens if LC were to essentially group up as 5, go for high ground push, or even just there's no tier 2s left, so it would be the next logical thing, but don't think they will actually go for that without the Roshan or without maybe pickup. They still have this aggressive lane ward up top here, scouting out some of HR's movements, so that could give them confidence. Of course, they also have the Beastmaster Hawks, just providing them with everything they need.
That
what
noise
is going on here?
That noise gets me every time. The woohoo from Beastmaster when he picks up a bounty rune and when he roars. Every time, that gets me. Now, Sensibility up on the high ground, looking for obs, looking for the Hawk maybe. The Boar is in the pit, and London Conspiracy, they're gripping around the Roshan, but Hellraisers are going to be the ones making the first move here. Kefka maybe gets telekinesis. Oh, Blake's forward. Chatchlow. He's going to get jumped up, but says goes straight in there with the crush. The curse is good, and Alpha Ninja can't get his ultimate down. He's going to have to pop his exorcism and yields himself up as Chatchlow BKB runs through the ball. They've grouped up, and Kefka's caught. The Death Prophet is dead before exorcism does anything, though. And Chatchlow, the only way out is the TP. Barely escaped with his life. And Slardar is still actually sticking around. Not for long, though. He's dug his own grave for this one.
This is where the burst damage just also becomes one of the many issues that HR face. Once again, they are the ones being caught out with the Blink Roar. I mean, Rubik stole it, but at that point, time was lost already. It was so much damage coming out for Queen Pain from the Phantom Lancer. In that moment of chaos that they created, that this is it. Nothing was really to be done to get out of this run. That Prophet unable to actually sustain himself. Even with that, with the Octarine Core, the ultimate is quite good, but DPS is not actually all that good unless you're like sitting right next to a tower or someone or hero.
They have nothing to kill Tombstone. They have nothing to save the Death Prophet except her own Yule Scepter. You know, there's no heal, there's no grave, there's nothing like that. So if Death Prophet is too far forward before she gets her ulti off, like in that situation, you kind of have to pop your ulti back here before you run in, and hope that the rest of the enemy team are sitting here, even if you only know the Beastmaster's sitting around here. Because at this point, Sensibility Slardar, he is a Blink Crush. That is the extent of the utility he really gives you. Amplify is good, but he's a Blink Crush at this point. While the Phantom Lancer now with a Reaver up, oh no, a full heart. Oh, and completed.
Well, no crush this time. The silence comes out and more. The roar.
On the shock is caught. You get even Baby Knights there as well. Shuffler just trying to hold that front line, but this Undying Tombstone, it just cannot be taken down. The Rax are just going to drop slowly but surely here as this Bane is looking for an opening, but ranged Rax is gone. Melee Rax probably just going to be left there. There's London Conspiracy, no, they want to keep going. Aegis is up on the PL, so I guess why the hell not? They will retreat at long last, and Hellraiser's a little bit of respite here, but I don't know how much, because they can turn around and fight, honestly. London Conspiracy, 45 seconds for Raw, but it's mainly the fact that PL is up and running.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now with that heart, not only himself, but also solutions will start being really hard to tear down, actually, for anyone but Timbersaw. And maybe Death Prophet with the Crypt Swarm a couple of times. But this is the point where if you're worried, you can just throw the illusions out, just be annoying, and yeah, just chill essentially. Chill too far back, wait for someone to overextend, go for that kind of play. Especially if you're pushing up this kind of high ground here in the middle lane. This is an area where Shotgun and Timbersaw isn't really able to be that effective, just because there are not a whole lot of trees to work with to get the timber chain links going. Does have his item scepter now, so double chakram is up and running. That should help deal with the creep waves at the very least. So that's the upside for Hellraisers, right? They technically have some pretty good high ground defense, but just have to make sure to find an opening up against his tombstone.
That's the upside. I mean, they can barely kill the PL once, never mind twice. The silence is there with the amp damage up, but in comes Baby Knight. There's the first Sensibility, the one that caught, and he's dead already. It looks like it's just going to be over for Hellraisers. There's two heroes dead. Down goes Undershock and Alpha Ninja. Not lasting through the damage. Shotflow again. Last man standing with the Timber Saw. Yule's up, can chain away. But to where? To where? Suicides.
To suicide, yeah. Might as well
you have no buybacks. No buybacks for Hellraisers. LC could take 2 lanes of Rax here.
What if they recognize that? I mean, they will find out soon if no buybacks are coming out.
It's all like if there were one Rax, if there were one lane ahead already, I think they go and poke tier 4s. But it's all like it's 99% the play to go for a second lane Rax. But GG's called. Game number 2 goes to LC. So we've had two relatively long games between these two teams, drawn up 1 apiece. Right here, and we're going to go to a third map, a third game. Captain's Draft is going to be the mode for that one. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys, with game number 3. Let's see what they have in store with for us. Some interesting picks maybe next game. I mean, Death Prophet, Timbersaw were interesting, but they're more interesting if they work, right? Drag and drop.
Sorry, I was phasing out already. But yeah, Captain's Draft should be very interesting. Got a couple of games with that myself in the other day.
Okay.
And yeah, depending on what kind of hero pool we have, might see some interesting picks.
Well, we'll have a short break and we'll be back soon, guys. Don't go anywhere.